figured I'd get back on here. I touched on it, it's been some time ago in a video, way back when, about people and God's money, gold, silver, and, having barter and all this and that stuff. Cryptos, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what happens? You sell God's money, gold, silver, whatever. All you're doing is you're taking it and turning it into their currency, whose ever currency. And if your currencies went down the toilet, you're going to cash this God's money or whatever, crypto, whatever, into what? Something that's worthless. See, eventually, all this currency is going to be the one. It's going to be one world currency. The system is going to get screwed so bad that these other countries that are trying to make their own little deals and pockets and stuff like that, it ain't going to work out for them. They're not going to get along. Their currency is going to collapse. They're already collapsing. The countries that they're all fighting right now, really. Russia, China, fucking Germany, France. Their currencies are junk. They're shit now. All is backing anything right now is faith. And that's by the consumer, not even so much by the elitist or the banks and stuff, because they already know what the hell's going on. They know the currency is worthless. But what they don't understand, because they're so evil and corrupt, is there's going to be a one world currency. It's going to be digital. And you're going to probably get allotted X amount in whatever. A loaf of bread a week. Maybe a gallon of milk every 2 weeks, depending on kids, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, let's say you go into the grocery store. You bought a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread. You come back in a week later to try to buy a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread. They say, well, you try to run your card, it goes beep, denied. What the hell was it denied? Well, you already had your allotment of bread. You only get a loaf of bread a week. Or what? No, I said a gallon of milk. You get a loaf of bread a week, so you get your bread, but you can't get your milk. So you take your milk off there and goes through, you can have your bread. Because you already used your allotment up for your milk. Same thing with gasoline. And they'll just add a carbon tax to it right there. Boom. You run it through, boom, tax, boom, paid. But you can only do that so often with gasoline unless you want to pay extra. And you can buy extra, maybe. It's all going to cost you. And there's things that, you're just not going to be able to buy. You'll swipe it, go out, you've already used your allotment for the week, the month, or the year, or whatever. I'm sorry. They shut you off. You said something they didn't like. Sorry, we shut you off. Rich and poor. That's right, we'll take a mark to buy and sell, or sell, whatever, doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to do anything without this mark. And you're going to be turning it into a currency or whatever. They're not going to allow you to use gold and silver. They're not going to allow you to use crypto. They're not going to allow you to do anything. They will have total control over you with their little digital currency. The rest of it, they'll pass some kind of law that makes it illegal. You get caught with this, you get caught with that. It's off with your head, People, you've lost your rights. The rights your forefathers have fought for, died for, in vain. Poof, gone. Not even a gunshot. Just gone. The courts, you gotta go through courts. Can't have vigilance. The law. Gotta respect the law. Who's making the law? Some corrupt, lawless son of a bitch that they don't apply to anyways. Look what they're doing to Trump. Hell, Biden, he's good, man. His kid's out there smoking dope, making all kinds of deals over in China. I mean, just criminality like you wouldn't believe. That's okay. We'll go after Trump over some bullshit, trumped up charges. You know, look at the Clintons and the crap they pulled. Look, the list just goes on and on. You know, these banks can manipulate the gold, silver, just precious metals markets and stuff, and what happens? They get some little fine, but they made a hell of more off of manipulating it than they did fine it, so, you know, ain't crime paid. So, what I'm getting at, folks, is you're going to have to figure it out for yourself on this. Well, you think you can go live out in the woods, good luck. Problem with that is, you know, all their drones and satellites and everything else with their infrared and that, they'll see you. Sooner or later, they'll see you. They'll see something you done made a fire. So, you know, but there's going to be this intermediate time probably between when they come down on top of your head and you're just like, well, you can't move left, right, nothing. I hate this pivot bullshit, but the fact is there's going to be this time when you can use your silver, gold, you'll be able to use barter, you'll be able to use things, they'll clamp down and boom, it's over. Get caught doing that, man, they'll just chop your head off, throw you in some concentration camp, whatever. I mean, Christ. You could probably go, you could be a real criminal and do something, and slap on the hand, go, you know. But yeah, it's awful interesting, isn't it, how we do these things. So anyhow, I figured I'd get on here and kind of rant a little bit more from the standpoint that everybody's got, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, if you don't have any skills and you sit there and you think, well, I used to camp when I was younger. Okay, that's good. There's some people that haven't done it at all. Some people don't know how to fish, don't know how to forage, all kinds of things. You got a backyard, go out there some night. Don't even go out there with a tent. I went through a lot of this stuff in previous videos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just start watching some old videos. But, you know, what are you going to do? You know, carry a tent on your back? Carry 5,000 rounds of, I don't know, 223 on your back? You know, carry some stupid AR that's got, a scope on it. It's got a laser on it. It's got a light on it. It's got all this stuff, and the damn thing weighs 15 pounds. You carry that thing you carry the thing for a half mile, you're like, what the fuck? You'd be taking shit off and throwing it away. It's like, lighten this thing up. Most of you never been under fire. A lot of cops haven't been under fire. You haven't been baptized yet. So all I'm getting at is I wouldn't suggest going out and getting in a gun battle with somebody. Don't do that. That's foolish. That's just stupid shit. Avoid that at all costs. But, you know, go out in your backyard with a blanket, roll, something, sleeping bag, and go out there and try to stay out all night. Maybe make yourself a little fire, forage around for some little sticks, some twigs, and some dead grass. Make a little fire. See how it lasts. Maybe do it for a couple nights. You can shut the power off in your house. Go out there, hit the main. Train yourself. You'll find yourself walking into a room, hit the light switch, you're like, oh shit, that's ready. Shut the power off. You go out there to Make yourself something to eat and hit the microwave. Ah, damn, it don't. Yeah, don't. How? Well, shit. Now I got to figure out what I got to do. This is what I'm talking about, folks. Prepare yourself for what's coming. Don't sit there on an armchair going, "Oh, I can do this. I can do that." Practice it and practice it. Build your craft. You know, people say, "Oh, plant a garden." Well, it takes a little time for that garden to grow. Between the time the garden grows and it actually produces something, you'd be mighty hungry if you ain't starved. And what about the water? Oh, damn, what about water? Yeah, what about it? It lasts so long. And I'm not talking about fucking the water in the fucking toilet part. I'm talking about what's in the reserve. That stuff only lasts so long. You got a hot water heater, it's not going to be burning. Yeah, that'll store, I don't know, 30, 40 gallon, however big one you got. But that only lasts so long too. What are you going to do when that's gone? You know, I mean, if you got water bottles, soda bottles, it doesn't matter. Milk, rinse them out really good. Sanitize them the best you can with some hot water and stuff. And then start filling them up with some water. Let them sit. Because you got to have it. The city, can't count on them. You can't count on anybody. You can't count on people coming to help you and save you. You can't count on your neighbors. They're going to be in the same boat you are. Unless you already have some community and you've all kind of pulled together and say, well, I'm a nurse. I know how to, do dressings and, stitch you up and stuff like that. Great, man. You're so far ahead of the game if you got somebody like that. And then you're going to have other people. You find people that have skills and you all come together. And then you start teaching each other some of these skills. So it's not just one person knows it. It's force multiplication. 2, 3, 4, 5 people know it now. That's what I'm talking about. Coming together. But you can't just sit there on your butt thinking, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. No. You got the world of information right there at your fingertips on your phones, your computers, and all that stuff. Use it while you got it. Download stuff. Download PDFs and things and so you have it as a reference if you need it. I know your phone will only last so long, but you can go buy solar chargers that you can put out in the sun that'll power your phone. That's what I'm talking about. Get prepared. Think of the things you're going to need, possibly need, especially necessities. I mean, I don't say this stuff to scare people or anything like that. I just want you to be prepared. I want you to survive. I'd like everybody to survive, but that's just not going to happen. I'm not God. God, he's got his own plans and his will and stuff, and it'll be done, regardless of what anybody else thinks or says. And that's the number one thing. Get right with God, pray. He'll take care of you. It's amazing. People forget this. People forget that this has been prophesied already, what's happening. There'll be scoffers. Oh, they've said this, they've said that. It didn't happen, that didn't happen. People, look around you. So anyways, again, y'all take care.